Hello, my name is Kevin Gilmore with the National Weather Service office in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, located in Slidell, Louisiana. Do you know what a heat advisory is? Here we at the National Weather Service, we issue heat advisories if we believe that the combination of hot temperatures and high humidity may lead to the potential for heat-related illnesses. For our area here, we do issue a heat advisory when the heat indices are forecast to reach greater than or equal to 108 degrees Fahrenheit, or ambient temperatures of greater than or equal to 103 degrees Fahrenheit at any time. These are usually issued at 12 to 24 hours of forecast heat indices and temperatures reaching this criteria. However, here at the National Weather Service, we also issue excessive heat watches. That's when we think heat indices are forecast to reach greater than or equal to 113 degrees Fahrenheit, or temperatures greater than or equal to 105 degrees. And that's around between 24 and 72 hours in advance. But when we're talking about within 12 to 24 hours in advance, we will then issue what is called an excessive heat warning. Did you know also that across the southeast United States, that different offices, of the 122 offices in the National Weather Service, different offices have different criteria for their heat advisories. For the Gulf Coast states, our heat advisory criteria is generally the same, with heat indices greater than or equal to 108 degrees Fahrenheit. However, different areas across the United States have different values that reach those advisory criteria due to the fact that different areas of the United States usually experience these type of temperatures or humidity values different from others. For here down in the southeast United States along the Gulf Coast states, we usually see a lot of these high humidity values often, which means that usually that the excessive heat and heat advisory criteria are just a little bit higher. Now, 4 questions to ask yourself before working outdoors. These are the questions you should think about. Do you have enough water? Do you have any temporary shade available nearby? Do you know of the symptoms of heat-related illnesses, and do you know who to call in case of an emergency? These are things to consider when you're working outside. And don't forget about pet safety as well. With the heats, when the heat's on, you need to think about your pets. Think about the humidity. Limit exercise on hot days for your pets as well. When you're taking them for a walk, consider that when hot pavement is touching their paws, it can actually hurt them and sometimes even burn them. Don't rely on a fan, and make sure you provide ample shade and water. Heat-related deaths are preventable. Did you know on average 39 children under the age of 15 die each year from heat stroke after being left in a vehicle? Temperatures inside of a car can heat up very fast, over 100 degrees in just 10 to 20 minutes, and then over 110 to 120 degrees in over 30 to 60 minutes, which can be very deadly for children or pets. So something to keep an eye out for also. Did you know that we here at the National Weather Service can issue these advisories should conditions warrant the criteria or these conditions be met to reach this criteria? This is our Graphical Forecast Editor, or GFE monitor, that we use to actually produce the forecast, which has a slew of tons of information, meteorological data, meteorological information, all that comes together to produce the forecast for you. As you see here right in front of you, this is the maximum forecast temperature for today, and across all the southeast Louisiana and southern Mississippi, we're forecasting temperatures in the mid-90s. Combined with dew points also in the lower to mid-70s makes for very high humidity, also matched with very hot temperatures. That combined, using the heat index equation and heat index formula, we determined that heat indices, this is maximum heat indices, are going to be well into the upper 100s to around 110 degrees for a large area. And looking at the forecast model guidance along with the criteria values, if we here at the Weather Service decide that a heat advisory is warrantable for the area, we will then go through and actually issue that using a predefined or a preloaded text database using the formatter launcher. We go on here and then we go and actually load in this information, well actually which pre-writes this, and then we can determine if the hazard needs to have certain information, or sometimes we won't add information if it's not exactly necessary. Here we like to use the hazard simplification of what, when, where, and also impacts or additional details if we choose to do that. After we hit OK, the computer does all the work for us, and it actually then loads up for the areas that we issued where the heat advisory would be in effect. From here, we have the ability to freely edit the text, add information that adds value to the advisory, and then we send it to you, and where you receive it through the NOAA Weather Radio, through your phone, or through broadcast media, and then you know what you need to do to stay safe from the heat. Thank you, and have a great day.